Hello, this is a game played on IGS where black won by resignation, killing big group in the top, also a pretty large group on the right side. So see what happened. For Moko, so far so good. Then approach white's corners. Here white decides to play a pincer, but actually it's more interesting for white to go b15 right away and prevent the corner closure. Anyway, two space high pincer. Black very calm takes the Shimari, that's good. And now cap. This is fine. But locally, black should consider Sansan invasion. It's too big to let white block the corner here at c4 or c3. So usually when you enter the corner like this, white will separate. Then he can play Hane or Nobi. In this case, most of the time it's just e4. And you simply play the normal Joseki. So this stone on the left side still keeps a little bit of agi because e6 it's quite far away. It's not like he's got d6 and puts a lot of pressure on the stone. So later on, black can move out with b6 and jump on the side and still damage the left side. So it's pretty large to go Sansan. If white tries the Hane here, you can just play Hane on the second line, and when white plays Nobi, push along. Then you end up with this Joseki where you live in the corner with 8 to 10 points. White got the wall, but again it looks a little bit strange to have the stone here, and also the extension rather close to his own thickness, and then black being Sente can decide to play r6. So that's a very simple way to follow up in this corner. Anyway, o3 inside approach, it's an option too. So white goes for another pincer in the middle of the board. This actually works pretty well with e6. Now double approach high, this is fine. In this case, there are two or even three options for white. One is to attach here, the other one is the attach in the game, p6. Also, you can think about moves like simply double up the corner, and when black comes out, you can already leave the position, play a one space jump or play away. But that's a little bit over concentrated or cramped. So normally black was probably expecting this o4, which is the most natural move to separate. Then Hane, go up, push in the corner and just slide. So if this happens, black takes the bottom side of the corner, so it erases the moyo and then jumps in the. Now white played the other move, which is more surprising, and black goes Hane, which is fine. Black can play Hane or direct Sansan, but Hane is good. Now white usually pulls back or he plays Nobi this way. There's a modern Joseki here when white goes Nobi to the left, black will Sansan, then simply connect underneath. And here white usually Hane in the corner. And now black will just connect on the outside, and white plays another move because there's a lot of agi here with the Hane and the cut. And if black wants to move out, there is this shoulder hit and one space jump to run out later from the mode. But white played the old style pullback Joseki move, and here the proper move is to go Sansan. Now usually white will play with fighting spirit and cut, then black connects underneath at q3 and white extends. This is a basic pattern. But sometimes white will just block the corner this way, and then you come out. If white pushes along and he goes Atari, you answer everything and build a pretty big right side. And there is still agi on the bottom, so white may come back here. But sometimes white will choose the cut, and this will lead to a trade Joseki. So black obviously will cut, and white goes down. Now the tricky part with this descent at s5 is to set up a ladder at q7. So you cannot play, for example, Hane here just to connect underneath because white will capture the two stones. Therefore, it's interesting to connect like this, q7, and now white has to capture the stones in the corner. So white will play a move like this, and in this case, you just cut, he captures the two stones, and you take the outside stones. If black wants to resist, for example, with this Atari and connect, there is still agi in the corner with Atari, and connect. So he still needs to come back and take the two stones, and you take the outside stones. So this is going to be a trade Joseki. But playing the Kosumi here, it's not the optimal move. I mean, there is still a cutting point at q7 even after you play Kosumi. So Sansan is the move to consider here. So once you play r5, this is going to weaken the o3 stone. And now the q9 move makes sense because you're thinking, okay, if white cuts, the ladder is good. But white is not going to cut. And even if you leave the cut, it's not such a big deal. Let's say black just plays no b here to help o3 a little bit indirectly. If white cuts, you're just going to sacrifice the two stones. And white has to work hard to capture them. And this gives black a nice wall on the right side. Imagine then you play Shimari here, and all of a sudden you got a big box for giving up the two stones. That's an interesting idea to consider, sacrifice. On the other hand, after you sacrifice here, you take center, so you have time to do something with the bottom stone. Play like this, or go in the corner and then extend. Now, yeah, white can just play Hane here, and if black Nobi, then put pressure on the bottom, and o3 is pretty much surrounded. That's a much easier way for white. But with this move, yeah, white shows some more power, because if black protects, white has Atari, black defends again. Now if black comes out, white will capture stone in center, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, anyway, white got a very thick formation, so it's easier to fight later on. So q9 is not the optimal move here, but actually r5 was the problem in this low right corner. So let's move on with the fights. And now white is supposed to play another move around n4, or at least something like n6. But yeah, white wants to prevent the Shimari in the top right corner, and he makes this kind of far approach. So black cuts. I'm not sure black really needs this cut here. It's good enough to go out with a shoulder hit and no or jump. Or if black plays here, you either pull back or jump, and then think about the cut. So here, what can white do? White could sacrifice some stones. For example, if white plays here, black will come out, white captures the bottom stone, and black needs another move here to stay connected. And then white is centered to play another move in the top right corner. It's actually pretty big for white to take the o3 stone with a lot of surrounding territory and give up these two, because black already played lots of stones on the right side. But white doesn't want to give up anything. Another way for white is to play the driving, so just Atari several times. Again, black has to do something here, or Nobi again. So already o3 is captured, and there's Agi in the middle. But now, again, play away. So white obviously resists. Black pushes out. I think black should block here to put pressure in the corner. Then white needs to find a way to leave. Either wedge and create some cutting points like this. But then black also makes a pretty nice sabaki on the outside, and these three stones, they are just heavy and floating into the middle. So what other options for white here? If cover, I think white can play this move, then black again will jump out and separate k3 from the center stones. So push, turn, double up. Can black, white cut here? Yeah, this is possible. And then go down, because this is threatening a ladder in the middle. So if black resists somehow, just Atari, Atari, and Atari. So now black will play double Atari to escape in the center, and white will catch the stones on the bottom. And again, it's the same kind of trade as before. Black needs another move here, stay safe and connected, and white plays the bigger point after that. So that trade could happen all the time, but now white is going all in, trying to kill everything here. Yeah, this is a pretty nice combination for black to leave in the corner. I think there's a fight, but it's a bit complicated to try this Hane. And then when white cuts, you go Atari from behind, then Atari again. If he goes down, you can connect here. When he captures, you block and try to go for a semi. But if he takes the stone, you go Atari from behind and connect, and now you can block here. And on this kind of double Atari, you fight a ko. And if you win this ko, you kill everything. And during the ko fight, you can just cut here. If he just decides to leave, take the stones in the middle, and it's a nice. But yeah, it's tricky to see this Hane at R2. Anyway, go down, it's fine too. So you leave, white leaves also, and just make a base. I think it's good timing to cut right now and see how white reacts. And after you cut, okay, he may just play the bamboo, which is better. Hard to say. Yeah, maybe the costume is better, but then black can also jump between the stones here. So black made a life, white protects. Now the cut. Actually, this cut is no longer so interesting. You can just play here in center. White has to go down. It's not necessary to sacrifice 2 stones. Just play 1 time, and then when you block here, you must take and then defend the right. So cut. A lot of fighting spirit in this game, but now the 2 stones are a little bit weak, so black should run again. Then peep. It's not so interesting to capture the stone on the bottom because anyway the group is alive already. Yeah, usually here white will just connect. And now this is threatening to capture at k2, so black will pull back here or push and then come back. Playing like this, black creates RG first with a cut, which is good. And then white has to come back and protect. But white could also play here to prevent the sun invasion. After this, black can still live in the corner. Just play this way. And Hane, connect, Keima. It's alive already. I think it's a bit dangerous just to go with the push because white can go down and then try to kill this way. Because he's quite strong, so the group is around it. But you Hane first. If he blocks, just leave in the corner like this. And if he cuts this way, Keima, and it's already alive. So it's not necessary to descend in this particular case. I mean, if you play Atari here and you pull back, this is a shape where the 1000-year call can happen, but white can go down in center threatening a double Atari, so he will leave. So in this case, it's better just to jump to the second line, because if he plays away, you descend, and now the group is dead. But if he blocks here, you don't add a move inside, you just block R7, and he must take a stone, so he takes 1 instead of 2. It's not always the rule, descend and sacrifice both, which applies. This time you could just play S7 directly, but that's just a subtle thing. I mean, it's not such a big deal because playing this move inside, white also played S4. Black didn't really lose much. This jump is good. White plays very proper in the center. Now the pins are also good. And in this case, where you have the pincer low and tight, you gotta play Nobi. You don't need to cut. It's much easier. Then when white plays Hane, you cut. If he cuts here, you can connect under. Therefore, and if he plays this one, you just descend. White has only the option to play Hane and you Nobi, and he again, you Nobi. So this stone it's already super weak. And he also needs to play Hane and connect here. Otherwise, going down in center at S16, it's very painful for white. This is the kind of situation where where black doesn't play a move at R14, bigger to play somewhere else. But anyway, it's good to take center and keep it simple. And the thing is, if white plays somewhere else, you go down in center and you also block because this group is not alive yet. White needs R18. Now it's alive. If he plays again somewhere else, you just Hane and either push again for the L formation, or if he plays J, the J group Hane, hit the vital point, connect underneath and throw in. So it will die. Therefore, it's very big for white to play S16 in center. So that's an easy variation. Once you cut, cross cut will happen and it starts to be tricky. So this happened, then Atari. In this case, it's more interesting to play Atari under S17, then Atari above, and then the Tiger mount. So this keeps the right side safe. And now white has to do something to capture Q17. If white plays away, next you take the 2 stones and everything is on the run. So he might turn in the corner first and then play the net. And in this case, you just extend in the top. So he's got 1 eye here, strong formation on the right side for white. Obviously this group will live in the top because he can jump or go out in the middle, but it's a small life and a very easy way to handle that cross cut. Playing Atari here, it makes things more complicated. And after this Atari, maybe it's better just to connect. If white captures a stone like this, you can push along, he takes this guy, and then you extend on the left side. You get a lot in the top. Now with this move, he goes Atari, Atari from behind. Here, white missed an opportunity. White should just take the stone, black will Atari again and connect. And there are 2 cutting points. So black might just connect on the outside. Now white is sent to play. Because this cut is not such a big deal, white is already alive in the and quite comfortable. So white should take immediately. Otherwise, black comes out and things get more complicated. So this is all forced. White comes out here, but white missed the Tesuji in the corner, s15. So white should either take this guy to leave in the corner or double up, s15. Another option for white is to go here, but then black will play this move, okay, and he still needs to come back. Anyway, he can leave in the corner if he plays another move, but if he doesn't, then here we go, Tesuji. So when white captures a stone, Atari from behind, connect, defend, and is the L group, which is dead. But white comes out and black connects, and it's the same thing, the group is dead. So if he pushes here, you just block. If he comes out, 2 liberties against 2, he will just die faster. So now, in this position, where white turns, it's better to cover from the outside like this, because if he turns, you block again, blocks in the corner, you take. It's less agi around r11. So taking the corner also automatically kills r14, but taking r14 with the Hane kills the corner instantly too. So maybe this is a good agi instead of bad agi, that capture. So like this, white struggles, but no ice, obviously, just 1. Very good to protect here. Keep, cover, no B, this, and take. Now I'm curious what happens if black doesn't cut here. Obviously, white can try a semi, but first of all, let's say we play a move somewhere. So he will throw in Atari from behind. This reduces the liberties quite fast, and then even Hane here, he can play in center and connect. So now black will go down. White has to take away this Hane for killing the group in order to fight the semi. Black can push one time, Atari here, capture a stone. This is important to have a ko like this. Also, you can set up another ko with this Atari. So there's another ko on the right side. And now you gotta take away the liberties. So first of all, Atari here. If white connects, you play inside. Then black plays here. Then you take away another liberty. Black needs to, white has to take some of the ko, but he can also play inside. Then these 2 stones we need to capture. He plays inside again. Then you play Atari. He must take. Then throw in. Takes 1 ko, but you take the other one. So it's a double ko in this case, and there is no way for white to win this. I mean, white can play a ko threat. Let's say he plays Atari here. He takes back the ko, but you take the other one. So you're fine. You can kill the right side even without playing the inside one more time. But for safety reasons, it's good to capture these stones and call it a game. It's kind of finished now. Too big this right side. So white goes for the left side. Yeah, this move probably kills the Sun invasion, it's true. Because now when you play this and Hane connect, white doesn't have to play here anymore. And he can go this way. Oh, actually, it's not so easy. You still cut, then you push. Yeah, then it's Atari, Atari. Yeah, he cannot go D2. Still Agi in the sunset. Yeah, so anyway, black played a big point here, which is fine. And we expand the top, that's also good. So you don't risk anything, that's fine. Atari connect, jump in the middle, that's nice. This nob is not really necessary. It's more interesting to jump in the middle again, somehow, like this, trying to reach these 2 stones in the center. If you Hane, you just block. If he pushes, you cover. It's not such a big reducing here. So it's worth more to damage the center and all this area than secure a couple of points on the left side. But obviously, black is way ahead. Black can play this move, and if white cuts, cover. If white goes down, connect. If he comes out, you just surround on a pretty large scale. So something similar to the game variation, but you can block here first, he comes down, then you connect. If he cuts, connect underneath. So he pushes again, pull back, jump. There's a tighter way to kill these. Just Keima, Nobi, or one space jump. If you place here, you Nobi here. So it's all surrounded. But it seems to work like this as well. Yeah, no way out for white. And no way to make twice. Yeah, this is a good block. Push. Not even one eye. Maybe almost one eye. Actually here, it's more interesting to play this move. Because if he plays here, you can already defend if he comes out. But it's pretty similar to what happened in the game. So it's done. Yeah. Ooh, game over. Anyway, low right corner was a little bit questionable. This Sun at c3 should have been played earlier. And top right corner, it's much easier to push and cut instead of cut right away. Enjoy the review.